Guys, the map is a Catalina here, and in the 5 o'clock spawning location as the red Zerg player representing Team Acer, currently a game down after some incredible aggression in game number 1, but not quite able to make it stick. His name is Bly. And he's facing off at the moment against the Team Liquid Zerg player spawning in the 1 o'clock position. He is in the blue colors today. He's currently a game up after that excellent defense and counter attack, just comfortably holding it after that initial scare. He has to do it one more time though. Can he do it? It's Snute.
So, for the moment, Extractor Trick coming down from Bly, 11 out of 10. I'm waiting to see where this is going. Should just be normal stuff.
Yep,
Will either Richer hatch first?
Yeah, why not? Just so chill out of it. Yeah, just go and do it. 3 hatch before pool. See if I care. Oh, Bly potentially going to be starting off with a bit of aggression here if he chooses to go for that early gas. So maybe he's going to be going for a speedling-centric early attack here. Snute will, of course, be able to spot this, though, because his Overlord is going towards the south of the map first. Bly will know that as well, because these Overlords will... Ooh, will they just about miss each other on their scouting paths? No, they're going to see.
No, they're going to see.
Fine. Yeah.
To everyone wondering, I'm just looking at the chat, people are sitting there thinking, why is it head-to-head rather than map score? The reason being is because it's a full round-robin group. Everyone plays everyone, so map score in some ways fair. But the trouble is, if everyone's played everyone, and 2 people have ended up equal, obviously their head-to-head is the most important one. They've played each other, so it's pretty obvious who's the better player, whoever won that head-to-head game, and that's why it's done that way. If I'd done it map score, people would have complained that it wasn't head-to-head. Since I've done it head-to-head, people are complaining that I didn't do it on map score.
Why can't you do this tournament right?
Why can't I do both? Why can't I do head-to-head and map score simultaneously?
Why can't we just put it to a public vote?
I tried that, it went terrible. Anyway, for the moment, just a couple of lings coming out from Bly, who again is going on the aggressive side.
Yeah, so Bly once again going aggressive this game. We spotted that gas before the pool. He is going to be going for that Zergly speed. All the lings have been pulled out. All the drones rather have been pulled out of gas. I guess, you know, if lings could do gas, maybe they'd be a bit quicker. I don't know. But crucially, he's got the expansion going up behind us. So this isn't a sort of what we've seen, frankly, today so far out of Bly, where he starts attacking, and then he's just going to hold down that key until it either makes or breaks the game. He's going for a speed and timing here. So
a couple of little chips away at these lings. Snute, in terms of his vision of what he's seen so far, is he knows about the gas. He knows... he hasn't checked the natural base. Doesn't know if that is or is not there. But all in all, Snute just trying to get in a safe position, moving that spine caller down that's already been built, trying to get a couple more queens out so he can block up the ramp. With the lings and the queen, he can, and that's really the safe move, is all while he's got that ramp secure, the spine will work away at a small number of speedlings.
Ooh, and these 2 lings actually hacking away at the natural could prove to be very useful for Snute. He will be able to spot, for example, the Baneling Nest going up as well. Knows that speed will have finished because those lings are just sitting there waiting to pop in. So if he didn't know before, he certainly knows now. But it's going to be followed up with a Baneling Nest. So Bly, he's pinning his hopes here on this tournament on trying to get this series to a level place on the Speedling Bane.
Nice little dots around at the moment from Bly. He's up by 1 drone at the moment, but a long way behind in terms of that hatchery timing. Note Snute has transitioned back into droning, as has Bly though, so Snute just keeping a good check on things. He's seen the natural base was coming behind this, and that's what's encouraging him that he's safe to do this.
Yeah, he's got 2 more drones at the moment, has Snute. And Bly, look at this, guys. Bly behind this. Yes, he's making some lings, but he's also droning up. He's trying to make sure he gets into a position where actually I can just comfortably sustain this. And I like that decision from him. It's very calm, very collected, and he knows, you know, that Snute's invested minerals in a spine crawler at the very least. He knows that Snute's being very defensively minded. So why not use that to try and get economically ahead? I've got speed, I've got a Baneling Nest, you're not attacking me anytime soon. Let's see what I can do with this.
Checking rum. What do you reckon is this lair going to be used for, Jorisar?
Well, it's Bly, Madals. So, is he going to be taking some gases and going muta? You know what? In most situations, that's kind of what Bly does. I'm hoping it's something else. Like, there's the second gas. No, there's the third and fourth. So
yep, it's going to be mutalisks.
We got the Bly mutas, man. They're coming.
It might not be. He might go into... I'm hoping here. Maybe he goes into, like, Ling Infester. Because that was a thing once. ages ago.
Could be quite... Oh, actually... Oh, not quite making his way there. Managing to kill off a couple of larvae with that baiting, that's about it. He's going to get 3 lings into the main base and do a bit of a scout, but only 2 survive to pick off. Will he even get a single drone? Doesn't look like it. So, it looks like a bit of a glorified scout coming in there from Bly, and you know what? That's okay at this point. Although, interestingly... He's smelling the counterattack, and wow, he's smelling it in advance of these 10 lings coming out, because we've got the Spine Crawler going up at home at the same time as the Spire.
Now, Snute, he's got the Rotor on though, so this Spire takes a heck of a long time to get out, and if it isn't there in time, if the Mutalisk numbers aren't particularly large, and Snute gets this 3rd base up and then wanders across the map with a lot of roaches, you can run into problems, but Snute not doing that, adding in the +1 ground carapace. That means that his lings can survive 1 Baneling hit, with 1 HP, which is obviously quite nice if you're going into Baneling trades.
Yep.
But that as well is a heck of a long way off.
It's, ooh, a little bit of a skirmish in the middle of the map here, and actually 3 Banelings, soon to be a 4th from Bly, managing to sneak by unscathed. Spots all of these morphing Banelings, and wow, that's so dangerous from Snute! And, yep, there we go. And that's what happens when you play with acid, children.
2 Banelings for 2. Snute should just come out on top here with those queens, able to pick off that last Baneling there. Resources lost is very similar this game. Bly losing just a little bit more at the moment. Ooh, until that. Nice little Baneling hit there.
Yep, very, very nice indeed. Still got 1 left to try and pick off a couple more lings. What this is actually doing is it's limiting Snute's ability to put on aggression against Bly at the moment, which is what Bly really wants to do until those Mutalisks come out. The first 7 are now on their way. Both sides are taking their 3rd base. Bly, you know, about 20 seconds, give or take, behind Snute at the moment. It's not massive difference. But once those Mutas are out on the field, he'll feel a lot safer.
Snute running a heck of a lot of speedlings in though, and he's already knocked out that Spine. In terms of defense, there's only a handful of lings. Sees now the Spire, knows this is coming. This gives him ample warning to get down a couple of Spore Crawlers. Going to be focusing the Queens. That's a smart move. A couple of Banelings coming in here as well for Snute. Nice shots off there. Gets 11 drone kills already. Ooh. Still going ham on the rest of them.
Yeah, that might actually prove to be very, very big in the outcome of this game, because Snute's now gone ahead by 5 workers. Both sides have their 3rd bases down, though, and Bly... Well, let's see what he does with this map control with the Mutalisk, because if he can limit the number of drones mining at the 3rd base, for example, and he can limit the amount Snute can push out on the map, force a couple of extra Spore Crawlers, that's going to reduce the drone count a little bit. We could see a situation where actually things are normalizing, and in fact, as I say that, due to the Spore Crawlers, Bly's temporarily ahead in workers.
Mutalisk count only sitting at 9, so not particularly high. There's also 4 queens at the 3rd base, of which 2 of them have transfuses available. That's going to be important.
Counter by Snute in the natural.
This is very nice. Snute is going to be able to pick off so many drones here. There's nothing to actually defend this.
No, and that's really what hurts. The Mutas are actually coming back to defend this, so don't even have to worry about a counterattack here. And Bly's now having to move drone. This actually is the move that's basically going to cement Snute's work account advantage, I think. The Mutas will come back and they will clean it up, but what an annoying thing to have to deal with.
Oh, there's more lings coming into the 3rd as well. The Mutalisk count just isn't high enough to be able to quickly deal with this, and so every drone that goes down now is just a massive loss to Bly. He's down to, well, he's at 40, but that's because he's droning so heavily. Behind this, though, Snute getting up pathogen glands, droning himself, and he's buying himself time, and that's what he needs.
Yep, Snute's basically, well, Bly's really sat there in his chair right now going, hang on a second, I'm the one with mutas, I should be having the map control, I'm the one who should be forcing you to dance around. What is this? Why are you continuously attacking me, and why is it working? An incredibly frustrated Bly there right now, and Snute, he's just doing a great job. Look at the number of queens and the creep troopers out in the middle of the map. I mean, you know, queens and creep troopers obviously don't win you games, but his basics, while all of this is going on, has just been really stellar, to be honest. And Pathogen Gland's about to complete now as well. So this Ling Infester thing, I mean, it's going to become a reality. We've got the Roaches coming into play as well. Well, I want to see some Lings with this as he moves out across the map.
Queen Infester. Just nothing but queens and infestors. Snute actually already up to 12 queens at the moment. Who says spellcasters can't make a difference in StarCraft 2?
Hey man, I used to play Orc in Warcraft 3. Back when mass casters was actually a thing.
That was horrible days. I was never good at Warcraft 3.
Those were some good days, and Bloodlust and Healing Ward, it's all you ever need.
I was too young when Warcraft 3 was at its prime to be competitive at it.
I was horrible at microing a Blade Master, but I was fine at most other stuff.
I tried playing Warcraft 3 the other day, and I was so bad. So bad.
It's so hard to get out of a StarCraft 2 mindset. You think, right, I'm up to my lair now, and it's like, why have you upgraded your town hall before so much stuff has been done? You're just so tech heavy. You've got like 3 footmen to defend everything.
Very true. So the Queens went for a little bit of an adventure. At the moment, Snute just making that nice little creep highway. Got a fair few infestors out, actually. 5 of them, 19 roaches as well. Bly is also trying to go into the roach count. Now, he's got more, but they don't have any upgrades, and there's also no infestors.
Oh man, are we seeing a repeat of that horrible, horrible engagement that we saw with the superior roach count not doing it for Bly? It could end up happening again. He did it once against Nurtio, and are we going to see the same fungal growths give him a world of pain? This could end up being a useful case study. 34 to 22 is the currently stands, but with the fungal growths, I don't fancy Bly's chances in this engagement.
Fungal can just be so massive in terms of these traits. There's also the queens, and we can't underestimate when you're sitting there with 12 queens. That's a lot of transfuses on these roaches, which will massively enhance them. Snute is actually now catching up in the overall roach count as well, and that's due to his better economy. 63 drones compared to 50. The Mutalisks aren't really able to do anything. They're trying to find some avenue to attack, but Snute, he's got spore crawlers everywhere. He's got queens everywhere. He should be safe from those.
Yeah, the Hydralisks are just more difficult to combine with other units in a conventional composition. In this game, we haven't got a situation where Bly's opponent's 2 upgrades up. In fact, they both have +1 on the way. Snute's advantage in the upgrade department may be only about 10 seconds or so. Both are getting their Hydralisks then. The big difference is the Infestors versus the Mutalisks. And in this kind of fight where the bulk of your army is roaches, unless you're pre-splitting like an absolute god, those fungals are just going to be great.
Bly is able to get a couple of Snute's queens that are very far forward there. That's not actually a bad pick-off. Those queens had a lot of energy on them, so avoids a couple of transfuses.
Yep.
Spire, though, coming down from Snute. Infestation Pit also coming down from Bly, so they're both mimicking their tech now. Are we going to go into a Broodlord on Broodlord game? It was this map that Snute had to deal with Broodlords up against Scarlet, actually, when they played each other.
Oh, that could be a lot of fun, man. I'd love to see dual Broodlord games being revived here. I'm not sure it's going to happen in this game, though. I mean, both are going to be investing, I think, pretty heavily into Hydralisks, so any sort of Broodlord transition could be quite far away. It can happen, but...
Oh, Snute's going for it.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, like, once they both max out, I think they're going to have to engage, and I suspect before remax, one side's going to end up advantageous. Bly's actually halfway across the map counterattacking as well. I'm not sure how much I like this, but maybe that's the only thing he's got right now.
The trouble with the counterattack is he's down by so much supply, and that gives Snute a big opportunity just to demolish stuff a lot quicker. It's going to be a full-on base race at this stage. Snute is ramming down a ton of spine crawlers, though, to buy himself more time if possible. He's got the money in the bank to do that. 7 spines coming through, 16 roaches reinforcing. Bly doing all he can. He has to win this game, of course, if he wants to stay in this series, but it's looking good for Snute at the moment here, Jorasar. Bly running in towards the main. 7 spines not yet finished, but just look at the armies.
He's got 40 lings popping right now. I mean, they're going to be able to do a world of difference, I guess, if he manages to get the Infestors and the Hydras, but just the DPS is a bit too much. Snute's got all the choke points. He's got the ramps. He's got a decent concave here. He's at 160 supply versus the 66 of Bly. This base trade is going to very abruptly stop when Snute gets into the main base. Bly gets into the main base of Snute, rather. And at that point, really, it's going to be curtains, I'm afraid. So it looks like Snute is going to be able to close this out 2-0.